kick me. And I don't want to lift my legs too far away because he can hit me and I cannot hit him. So I want to keep my legs close to me. Every time he tried to kick me, I hit him first. So make sure the capacity for intercept the aggression is coming from the distance you retreat. So here you're ready to counter attack anytime he comes. And that's pretty much a very important position. Sometimes you're here sitting on the beach, having fun, somebody approach from the side. Of course, you don't want to do one, two, it's too late. So as he approached, I immediately fall to the side and have him in my guard in one movement. So I'm here, I will fall this way and immediately create a guard position which give me comfort. Same thing if I'm here naturally talking and somebody coming from the back. For me, it doesn't work for me to come in sideways now, I have nothing. So I will go forward and again fall into the guard. So the idea of using the movements, using those movements, those are something you have to start to develop and get comfort to become very much adjustable to the possibility to either stand up or keeping the guy in your guard. Now you know.
Hi, this is Shadi, and today I talked about old school self-defense and old school types of teachings, and this particular photo came up about how when you're thrown you immediately turn back and face someone, and the idea of turtling did not exist yet. Whether it is judo, BJJ, wrestling, MMA, this idea of turtling seems to be very helpful. It is still very much alive. It is very good in really resetting the match, especially in judo, as you are trying to see here. Newaza is very much limited in time, and also in MMA we saw Megan turtle before this brilliant Sankaku Gatame, like arguably the most fierce stage of them all, which is MMA, and turtling is still a thing. Great example is Conor McGregor's turtling against Nate Diaz to avoid that ground and pound, and you still see turtling. I've also showed Hickson when he was talking about how to defend, ground and pound from the mount to really, shoot up your hips and try to block, etc. So turtling really, in my opinion, should not even exist, even in sport. It doesn't have to be either you turtle and your sport, Jiu-jitsu or Judo, or your, self-defense, Judo or Jiu-jitsu. Now, the other thing that people always complain about is butt scooting, inverting, really keeping your ass up. People call it cringe. A lot of people, call it homophobic slurs, whatever it may be, and they're really showing their dissatisfaction with inverting, particularly Berimbolo's. Keenan Cornelius says that it's ruining Jiu-jitsu, etc. And again, I understand where they're coming from, but we have to know that inverting, rolling really towards facing someone or taking their back in and of itself is not something new. In fact, when it comes to ukemi and all that stuff, inverting is where it's at, and it's a crucial skill to be had. Now, let's talk about inverting in a little bit. Inverting in order to take someone's back is not something new. This is from the 70s, so God knows when they came up with it. Taking the back very quickly and then getting close to the pin. This is Mitsuro Kimura. I did a video about him a while back. So here you see it's a great way to pass the guard and immediately get to the back and to the pin and top position, rather than passing guard and really struggling with it. Or you can just get to the back and choke them out. Self-defense, competition, whatever it may be, but I find this to be very plausible in both scenarios. So when it comes to inverting or berimbolo, now why am I talking about turtling and then going about and talking about inverting and really putting your butt up in the sky? Well, believe it or not, inverting is, in my opinion, the solution to turtling. And it's one of the things that will really get rid of turtling for good, or at least using turtling, whether it is competition or self-defense, tactically. Now, I'm going to show you a little example of how inverting can really just eliminate the turtle here in a few seconds. So here you see again from De La Riva, you're playing guard, but in judo he was passing guard and really wanting top position as a judoka would. So here, this is Felipe Takidai, a Brazilian judoka, bronze medalist from the London Olympics. Here you see turtling just doesn't exist with this man. Look at this inverting where how he really goes back to open guard or uses the turtle position as a way to invert. Or here, for example, you can get into Berimbolo. He inverts to prevent someone not only smashing his guard or, attacking his turtle, choking him, pinning him, etc., but as a way to get back to here, open guard on the ground or standing back up. Here you can get to the back or Berimbolo, whatever it may be. So as you saw, just like Hickson, when you're at the beach, someone comes from behind you, you can roll and you can face them head on rather than turtling. So here you see the turtle is being used very strategically and genius. I got this footage from Emil Montes on YouTube. Just gold, absolute gold. Here, turtling, boom, goes back to guard, same thing. Fun fact, I tried this back when we could train. Last summer, when I go to the National Institute of Judo, in Paris, where all the high-level black belts are training and all the very strong veterans are training, they will smash your guard at any cost. I tried this and believe me, it works and it is magical. I survived round after round. It is just a beautiful thing to watch at the same time. Now, is this something new? Is this something, like I said, being invented I'm talking about the concept. Is it something new that's being invented? Absolutely not. What's Takidai is doing here is doing here is nothing short of new. Allow me to prove my point even further. Let's talk about ukemi in a bit. I know a lot of BJJ schools don't even train ukemi or how to fall. Even Aikido trains it. So this is where it's at. Ukemi, whether it is Ushiro or to the side Yoko ukemi or Mai Mawari ukemi or just Mai ukemi, it is done in a way. A lot of people say ukemi is a good way to protect yourself when you fall, and that's true, but it does not end there. Here you see, first of all, he fell safely, but again, he's gonna show it in a way where he not only falls safely but also stands back up. The idea behind it, and this is a red and white belt, a very old one, told me that this is a way to, either if you fall down, you fall in an open guard, or if you fall and you can stand back up, you are ready to fight again. Turtling is a sign of defeat, is a sign of desperation. On street fights, you can find turtling in street fights. I'm sure Henner showed one, I believe, where this trucker was beating up someone in ground and pound position, and the other person turtled, and they eventually passed out, as it would happen. So here you see the inverting, whether it is, when you are taught ukemi, when you are taught to have invert on your shoulder, on your neck, in order to not necessarily berimbolo here and stay and scramble for seconds on end. And that's why it is not combative like you see here in Jiu-Jitsu. So inverting in and of itself, in my opinion, is the solution to turtles. It keeps you safe, it recovers your guard rather quickly, and it can get you to take someone's back. As you just saw, Kitadai, he rolled and he took someone's back as they were standing up, or you can do like a Berimbolo as they call it. So this is my solution to turtling. This is not something new. These are very old teachings. The ukemi, the inverting, as you saw in the game of Jiu-Jitsu, how you turn back and you play open guard when you are thrown and on the ground, as it says in the book. Again, this is not something new, but turtling has been, especially with judo, because judo is a very dynamic game, and if you are able to hold it long enough, you are very strong and you are very stiff in your turtle, you are able to stop it. But those who are looking for more of a combative, real self-defense angle of it, in my opinion, learn how to invert and recover your open guard. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.